What's up, guys, and welcome back to the Star Ladder iLeague Invitational. We have our last upper bracket game of the day, and upper bracket game, I guess, first upper bracket game. We have CDEC, or CDEC, I'm going to call him CDEC because I like how that sounds, going up against Wings Gaming. Again, another best of three, so we'll see how this one is going to pan out. I'm Mike Loris, going to be your caster for this last game of the day, last match of the day, rather. We have ourselves a Crystal Maiden BAM, which is pretty interesting. I mean, we have seen a lot of Crystal Maiden recently, a lot of Crystal Maiden. Perhaps it's more interesting that we didn't see her picked in picked or banned rather, in any of the previous match. But yeah, she's gonna be kicked out, and wow, we have ourselves an interesting opening from Wings. I guess CDEC get Monkey King because it's a Monkey King. If it's available, you pick him. Period. No exceptions. You get him. So yeah, they're going to be pretty happy with that one. But Wings Gaming, they get the Treant, a hero that is definitely powerful. Can be counterpicked to some, but the fact that you need sentries to fully counter his kind of Monkey King-esque play, really a pain in the ass, and even then, it's no guarantee. So Treant Protector is, I think, worthy of that first pick, at least for this experimentation phase, since he's kind of still new to the game in this patch at least. But the Quap is certainly an interesting one for Wings. Now, Wings have been playing some really jank-ass shit in the past couple of games I've seen them. They picked up, oh man, what did they pick up? They picked up like some really crazy things. I'm going to quickly pull up a list of Dota heroes to jog my memory because I don't quite remember what they picked. I think they like straight picked a Phoenix once. They definitely did that. I'm going to wait for this to load a little bit more. I can't quite remember how weird it was, but I do remember it was really freaking weird. What was it? They ran, like, I think Venomancer, it might have been. They ran, like, a Nature's Prophet, Jakiro. It was just really crazy off the rails, so maybe they're going to do something equally weird. But I actually do not mind the Queen of Pain here, mostly because you're up against Monkey King. Like, the burst damage that Monkey King does is pretty substantial, and CDEC get Monkey King Lina, which is probably going to be one of the stronger pressure lanes for an anti-mid lane combo. Like, just Boundless Strike, it's hard to miss, and then LSA, it's hard to miss after the Boundless Strike. You can do a lot of damage there. Probably not enough every single time to kill off a Quap before she blinks. You'll need a Laguna Blade for that. But already CDEC are looking to lock down this mid lane. The Queen of Pain is meant to escape the Monkey King, and early on that harassment is definitely something you can escape from. But yeah, you're going to pick up a Queen of Pain. Treant Protector does make the Quap a lot stronger. CDEC with the Monkey King Lina don't have any good way of getting through that living armor, so maybe they'll just bank on full survivability from that Quap, and hopefully for them that's going to be enough. But with the Treant Protector, they can effectively dual lane. It is pretty powerful with any like kind of individually strong safe lane hero. Saw it earlier with the Venge. Can see it this time with a Slark now that the Juggernaut's banned out. Definitely don't mind that. For the CDEC squad, I mean, this opening for them is just so generic. Not in a bad way. Generic is actually pretty good in Dota. You want to have a generic draft, I guess. A generic opening. It lets you go into many different areas. What they probably can't do is go in for a super early timing push. It's possible, I think, only if they pick up a Venge Core or a similarly powerful early game hero. But a Beastmaster is going to be picked up from Wings. They are definitely going off the rails one more time. I actually don't mind it, right? I do think Beastmaster is powerful enough to see play. I mentioned him in a previous cast that we should see Beastmaster more often as a response to Monkey King. Because you get the Hawk, so you'll see him. You'll get the Axes, so you can chop him down. And Roar is always going to be ridiculous, right? So, like, no matter what patch you're in, unless you're going up against, like, an Oracle or something like that, then it gets a little bit weaker, granted. But if you're going up against Monkey King, Beastmaster is the hero you want to have. Get that Treant Protector protection on him, along with the now Rubik from Wings. And they could actually go in for a little bit of an early mid-game aggressive play. It is, yeah, a little bit interesting to see what Wings are going to do for their last. Because Beastmaster, Queen of Pain, they kind of top out in the mid-game. going into later stages, they are definitely not the strongest heroes in the game. So Wings are looking for that scaling hero last. With the Beastmaster, they can afford to go rather aggressive, although they can also, at the same time, play it slow if they want. CDEC get the Abaddon, who is going to be, I'm pretty sure the hero that they were just happy to pick up no matter what. But it's also going up against that Beastmaster, so, you know, nice roar, bro. Shield on the from the Rubik, rather, getting rid of the Leech Seed from the Treant Protector. Abaddon's just a standard hero, first of all, so, you know, power pick there. It has some really, really good matchups against these stuns and overtime effects of what Wings have. So, I mean, Abaddon, pretty nice, safe pick for the CDE squad. With the Witch Doctor as their final support pick, it does seem like both teams are looking at kind of mirrored drafts. Not really a draft advantage going one way or the other, insofar as, oh, this team has the early game timing push, and this team has the late game, this team has the initiation. No, they're kind of balanced across the board. Perhaps Wings has slightly more initiation, because they have the Hawk, they have the Roar. So seeing your targets, finding your targets, perhaps a little bit easier for them. But the carry selection should be, again, rather mirrored, with Jug, Luna, all banned out, Terrorblade now. I mean, Wings get the luxury of last pick. They have the aura from the Beastmaster. I don't really think there's an incredibly high chance that they go for like a Drow Ranger or Core Venge type pick. That would be the hero that they get if they want to kind of end the game early and put themselves at a really decisive early game lead. I don't mind that, but honestly they can go for like a PA, a Sniper if they wanted to. Troll actually seems pretty cool for Wings to grab. But the carries have received some pretty serious hate in this draft phase. Look at all that carry hate. And then Crystal Maiden is also kind of there. Awkward CM. Alright, CDEC, I'm feeling a safe... Damn it, I was going to say Void. I was going to say Void because of Witch Doctor, but again, they could have gone for anything. Now with the Spectre, it'll be more willing for CDEC to go for aggression. That's what I was going to touch on. TA, also not a terrible pick. It is kind of going deep to go for a Venge or a Drow, as I said before. But TA is an absolute powerhouse who gets going early on, and is a hero that can abuse the fact that CDEC, first of all, don't have much to deal with this Treant Protector's living armor. The refraction from Templar Assassin, very similar. They're pretty much identical in how you want to deal with those two spells. Just lots of small ticks of damage. CDEC don't have that. I guess Witch Doctor is the one who has it the best there. Monkey King ult, I guess, a possibility. But Templar Assassin is the ultimate punish pick since CDEC decided to go for a Spectre. And that is an inherent risk there. Like, you pick up a Spectre, you know that, yeah, there's a chance you might get run over. And Wings, with their first 4 picks, had the option of going for a run-you-over type draft. Like, they could have gone late if they really wanted to. But up against Spectre, you're probably not going to want to risk that. There's no point in risking that. Just try to pressure early. Again, I think a Troll pick, an Ursa pick, there were any number of heroes for Wings that could have accomplished that aggression early type of game plan and kill the Spectre, punish the Spectre early game plan. It'd be interesting to see what they do with these lanes, actually, because it's Shadow playing the Templar Assassin. But well, we have a little bit of lag. Let's see who's going to be playing what while literally nothing's happening. You have Flyby playing the Spectre. Sip is on the Abaddon with no face, apparently. Have Shade on the Lena June, is on the MK, and Demons is on the Pimp Hat Witch Doctor. Look at this baller. Look at that. Now, how baller is that? Like, you can't tell me that this isn't the most baller set of all time. That's pretty cool. On the other end, we have Y on the Treant Protector with a kick-ass set of his own. Got that full pink thing going on for him. Shadow is on the aforementioned TA. Got Blink on the Quap of Pain. Over towards top, it's Faith BN on the Beastmaster. And where's the Rubik? It's all over here. It's Ice Ice on this hero, who also has a really weird head. But deciding to put the TA towards the mid lane is certainly interesting. I'm not really sure if they planned for this from the beginning or if they decided to just quickly switch it over. The TA is a hero that does inevitably push, so you don't really want to have her in the safe lane. Kind of similar to like a Death Prophet or something like that. Like we've seen games where teams like kind of have to switch things up, but you don't really want to have a pusher or like a real pusher type hero in the safe lane. Alchemist as well. You always want to have him in the mid lane because the distances are so short. Like the distance between tower to tower is something where if you push the wave, you still will be in more trouble, but not in like lethal trouble. So Queen of Pain is a hero that can control the lane a lot easier, since her AoE is a lot easier to control than the TAs. You just don't cast it, right? It's easy as that. So Quap and TA. Now TA is going to have a little bit of a rougher matchup up against this Monkey King Lina combo. It's going to be outranged, but with living armor, definite possibility that she will be able to hold her ground. Let's see what this Treant is able to get done. We saw earlier in the Treant games, I think all of them actually were boots first openings for the Treant. In Iron Talon this time. Seems to think that there's not much that he can do up against this Abaddon, so you might as well be ready to jungle. I think that both are kind of viable ways to go. It just depends on your matchups. Depends on what you want to do with the hero. I think if this Rubik was Avenge, and if the Abaddon was a non-Abaddon offlaner, someone they could actually kill off, then Treant Protector would be more willing to go for boots first, get the Nature's Guys, get the Leech Seed, and start beating down heroes with his massive base damage. But playing a little bit more defensively with these supports seems viable as well. Gotta watch out for June. Yeah, classic Monkey King, right? Going in helping the Lina is going to be quite nice. Spectre Witch Doctor is not incredibly strong, but the poke damage does add up very quickly versus Beastmaster, despite how tanky Beastmaster is. Add a Monkey King on top of that and you have yourself a little bit of an issue. Beastmaster opening is pretty standard off-lane fare. Not Iron Talon straight rush, although it may get to that stage. It's not really a big deal. Like you can pretty easily pick up an Iron Talon or just a Quelling Blade and start jungling pretty well as the Beastmaster. But a Spectre free farm is problematic. And Quap versus Abaddon in the safe lane for the Radiant. It's actually not that great for the Quap. Like she'll have an advantage for sure. Base damage is high, range is higher, obviously. Higher than a melee hero, turns out. But Shadow Strike harassment, meh, it's not gonna work. Scream of Pain, yeah, maybe go for some burst kills, the Treant and Rubik rotating in. But I don't think Queen of Pain is gonna be able to push this Abaddon out of this lane, especially with this poor man's shield. So the Abaddon should have a much better time than a Beastmaster on their respective lane. And here we go. Wings, once again, bringing out the jank. This is an old-looking draft. Like, I want to say 2 years ago, something like that. I don't know. It's hard to keep track of patches over time. But it's been a long time since I've seen a Beastmaster. I said earlier, versus Monkey King, I would expect to see a lot more Beastmaster. Here we go. Abaddon. Take a couple right clicks. They want to force out the shield and then Shadow Strike him. But with no shield, there's no Shadow Strike. So it takes a little bit of chip damage, not a big deal. And looks like the lanes are just going to be, well, pretty much what you would expect. Again, most of this early game is going to be in the hands of the Monkey King. I don't expect Treant to be doing a hell of a lot in the early stages. He got Iron Talon after all. With the Rubik, you can lift up into a Treant Leech Seed and still do a lot of damage despite not having an Orb of Venom or boots. So we'll see if, again, the game plan for Wings is going to pan out. They want to be aggressive. They want to be the ones calling the shots. They want to be aggressively looking for kills. Once these level 6s come up, at the very least, CDEC just kind of want to chill. Just get this Spectre farmed, and that's it. Spectre may have to go for a little bit of an earlier fighting-based build. Phase boots, I mean, this doesn't really indicate all that much. But, yeah, just get the Spectre farm and try to take it late. Challenging a Spectre late game with what Wings have is going to be really, really rough, especially since they have the Beastmaster kind of soft countered by the enemy Abaddon. Roar into immediate shield is pretty awful. At least this time they didn't pick the Beastmaster into the Abaddon, like a certain team that picked up Batrider. We'll see how much Faith Band is able to get out of here. And this is a pretty durable build, lots of regen. That damage block is going to be quite nice if he ever does get aggressed upon. Bouncing off the boar. Oh, sick attempt by CDEC. I like that. A little bit off the mark, but you know, you got to give him credit for trying, Demons. That was a pretty baller attempt. Yeah, Beastmaster's getting a lot of experience. I don't think getting gold is really going to be happening here, though. Side pulls potentially, but if you pull the side, you're going to be jumped on by the Witch Doctor, at least, probably the Monkey King as well. Yeah, he's probably going to have to jungle for his income. Master is pretty darn important. You do need to, or you would want to, get towards that Necro bookmark. It makes you such an individual killing machine. Without that, I mean, you're still pretty good against Monkey King. But you're kind of lackluster everywhere else. You want to be able to, offer that threat to your team. Otherwise, as a core, you don't really want to be like a supporty type core, like an Earthshaker offlane type hero. Most other cores nowadays have some sort of threatening build-up. Like Abaddon's always built up towards that kind of just threatening role, not really the supporty Abaddon that we used to see. If you're offlaning Abaddon, you want to be a little bit dangerous. Right now, though, Spectre having the time of her life. Lina is out CSing Shadow pretty easily, pretty much to be expected. I'm kind of surprised she's getting this much of an edge. It obviously gets better later on. Monkey King has not really dealt with this, though. Monkey King's going to jump in towards Faith Beyond top. Stun has already been used. Maledict with Spectre closing in. He can do a lot of damage. Faith Beyond is down. Looks like June sneaks in a very long right click and is going to grab it. And it's so long that it glitches out and goes into 2 lines. But yeah, that was bound to happen. Monkey King is going to claim some heads. Pretty much regardless of his opening situation. Yes, Lina clearly doesn't need the help. Shadow's having a tough time here. Just that fact that he's being outranged so hard by Shade. He has no one to really help him except for a Treant Protector with living armor, but Treant so far has been straight jungling. Windlace, Orb of Venom. He is, I guess, as ready as he could be to start going in for a little bit of action, but on who? Like, who's going to help him? In the bottom lane, going for Sep is pretty much out of the question. Top lane is really tough to get those kills, unless you're going for Witch Doctor. The only real possibility there. But even then, there is a sentry here for the Witch Doctor. I don't think they saw the Treant move in, so they may not expect this. Faith Bien debating right now, but it's a 2v3. Still will favor CDEC, and Faith Bien is going to fall before Y can actually do that much. Leech Seed is out, but it's not doing it again a lot to fly by. And more lag. It's going to be one of those games, isn't it? God. Let me tell you something, guys. There's nothing worse than games like this, where it's like, oh, 5 seconds of action and then nothing. And then nothing. Feels bad, man. So, I like the idea, but going into 3 heroes like that is just suicide. You have to scope out with a Hawk or something, a position where you can only go on the Witch Doctor and not worry about anyone else. If you're able to do that, then I can see this working out well for Wings. But Demon's off to the side with health. Getting the Spectre, extra kill participations. That's phase already complete. She is almost actually ready to hold on to the lane by herself. A minimal help from her supporting crew. And that's really a dangerous spot to be in. That means Monkey King can sit on mid lane a little bit more. That means Witch Doctor is going to be able to do the same, obviously, but probably going to look toward just getting income for himself over helping his ally. usually a point we don't see because Spectre usually isn't going to be getting free farm and kills. But hey, when it happens, it happens. There's a tree over in mid. They are looking to put some pressure on Shadow now that Boundless Strike is up. Never mind. Monkey King's out of here. Sep is having a great time. This overall early game is going really well for CDEC. Not really much to challenge them. The fact that this Treant has been opening really passively early on. Even going for flyby right now. They know he's alone because they took the time to scout out. He has no mana for Dagger, missing just a little bit. Boar slow, the Leech Seed slow. With the phase boots though, flyby's pretty quick. Is it going to be fast enough? It will be, albeit barely. Chucks a Dagger, probably going to base afterwards. And again, I like the attempt here from Wings, but just with the Beastmaster only level 3, there's not much you can do about that. I think Faith Bien should have long time ago abandoned this lane and gone to the jungle. He's just not getting enough here to make it worthwhile. Like, it would have been pretty slow because he doesn't have an Iron Talon or even a Quelling Blade. I could have gotten a Quelling Blade. But he's getting very little. He's not applying any pressure. He's just offering himself as an opportunity, honestly, to the CDEC squad to... It's like, hey, you can kill me. I'm in the lane still. You don't have to work very hard to get some extra cash. And this is all in the context of Wings who have to be aggressive. Keep that in mind. If they fall behind a little bit early on, it is unlikely that they'll be able to recover. I mean, they have, again, this vision advantage, initiation for the Beastmaster. It's all well and good. But CDEC have a Spectre. He's a Spectre. He's above laws. We saw a Spectre, I saw a Spectre the other day go for Midas Radiance. I don't really think that's a necessity here. I don't think he needs to go that power farm heavy, but I mean, he has the luxury of doing that. I think he's just going to get up his base items first. Earn into fighting build? Possibility. Earn Yasha or something like that. Straight Relic is pretty good here, actually. Especially up against the Treant and the TA both. That sparkly damage is pretty nice to get through those defensive charges. And mischance up against TA. That's incredible as well. Flyby. Oh, saw Ice Ice. Botched the gank there. 3 heroes in the area. Flyby is, I guess, pressured. But Sep isn't. He's happy as a clam. And now the Monkey King's going to start bouncing in. He has to watch out, though. There's an Iron Talon in the tree and protect us. They can chop down the trees. Obviously, they have axes on the Beastmaster for the same. He gets a little bit too close, and if he gets spotted, then yeah, he could very easily be brought down. That stun from falling is really, really long. Trying to go bot now? It seems like Wings are just making all these rotations into lanes where they can't do anything. Like, what the hell are you going to do here as a Rubik versus a level 6 Abaddon? Yeah, I'm not really sure. Maybe if he looks up right here, he's going to Fade Bolt first. Yeah, I mean, Fade Bolt just confirms to the Abaddon that there's someone there, so he gets a little bit of extra time to run back. Not sure if he could have lifted him. Not sure if that lift would have led to a kill, but Wings have a free farming Quap, which is kind of nice. Quap, though, lacks that punch that a Juggernaut or a Slark would have. Once you get a little bit of farm in the Quap, you gotta rotate. You gotta rotate very aggressively. Going in towards mid on Shade. Pretty attractive. You want to use the Sonic Wave as soon as you have it back online. She's had it for a full level now. But again, you don't want to use it on an Abaddon. That just won't work. It might work if there's a third hero here. The longer Quap stays in lane, kind of the worse it is. They need this Queen of Pain to start participating around the map. Or this Beastmaster to get level 6. Ideally both. They also really need for this to not happen. Shade coming in with a certain Laguna Blade. He's going to Laguna Queen of Pain straight away. Okay, I'm not really sure if that's enough, but now with the Haunt coming in, they will find Blink. Not able to stun him up, though. They'll take down the Rubik instead. It's an expensive rotation. They use Haunt. A lot of time spent with this Lina and Monkey King just looking for a Rubik. It's costly, but I think if they're able to get back to their lanes fast enough, and they will, well worth it. Demons is going to be pretty happy about this experience. A fast Death Ward can do a lot of damage. TP is coming in. Ice Ice. Gonna lift up Flyby, who's gonna think about going in. Treant Protector's gonna arrive, though. With the arrival of the Beastmaster as well, they roar. Won't do anything up against the Aphotic Shield. And Monkey King's just gonna bounce out of there. He'll be A-OK. Sonic Wave up top will kill off Flyby, as Blink does make his arrival in. Monkey King still bouncing away. The Hawk is too slow. And June, where do you go from here? Just keep bouncing, man. Never stop bouncing. Did the tower? Yeah, the tower didn't cancel the clarity. Obviously, that doesn't happen. And June is gonna get lifted up above the tree. That's, yeah, he got lifted on the tree. Space created, I suppose, but Wings come in and use the Sonic Wave. That's the bottom line there, right? They lose the Rubik, they get the Sonic Wave, kill off, who pretty confidently went back into that fight. Like, I think as soon as you see a Rubik come in and lift you up, you gotta assume that he's not alone. Like, there's someone back here. Honestly, almost made it out, but losing your Spectre, less than ideal. The Wings keep making that Sonic Wave land on the Spectre like that, they'll be in a pretty good spot. Another 70 until that's up again, though. Desolator on TA, Roar on the Beastmaster. The pieces of the puzzle are starting to come together for Wings. My concern is that they haven't done enough to slow down the enemy side, so CDEC will be pretty powerful once the Wing side actually are ready to make an aggressive play. A real aggressive play. Like towards the tower. High top, Treant Protector has Overgrowth. Once the monkeys are down, though, there's no overgrowing into that. Death Ward is stolen. It was pretty good for Ice Ice to have. But, yeah, still pretty easy kill for a handful of supports to take. Wukong Command is just devastating, man. Every single time. Death Ward even, as if that's even necessary. I think it probably was necessary, actually, but it's a free kill for CDC from a couple supports. They're able to apply pressure. Oh, no, they spotted the Monkey King. Lifted off the tree. Death Ward channeled. That's the concern for Monkey King. You can't scout freely up against Beastmaster. Obviously, it's just an Observer Ward this time, but expect that to happen a handful more times this game. And Rubik still with that Death Ward. Kind of a low cooldown ultimate. Lift up, Roar into a Death Ward. Pretty solid combo, especially if you get some minus armor on there. Spectre arrived for Quap. Dagger will land. She's pretty well gone though. Yeah, she's pretty safe. Orchid on the Quap. Okay, another Roar, another Sonic Wave are up. I want to see Wings make a play here. Group up and try to kill someone. At this point, anyone, man. I'm not sure if they can kill off the Abaddon. That's a little tough. But I also don't want to see this. I don't want to see from Wings Faith Bien getting isolated and obliterated by Shade. And CDEC, they are just playing their game, not looking too aggressively for kills, despite that first Haunt one. Kind of playing in a defensive, if you're in the lane, I'm going to kill you fashion. And Wings aren't really messing with that. I hate to see this kind of thing happen where a team has potential in their ultimates and they're just sitting on them. Where they really have to be using them. Try to go for Sep now. Ooh, very early proc of the borrowed time. That's really good for Wings. That's actually killable, especially with the Death Ward. They'll take him down. And actually lock down the Witch Doctor as well. Now here comes the Haunt. Reality back in towards the back. It's on the Treant Protector. He's on his way out. With the living armor, he should be just fine. Now over towards top Shade. He's going to get slowed down by a handful of Sonic Traps. Roar on the Lina. It looks like Wings are going to get a lot of gold here. Denied, though, as Shade already has a Bloodstone. My god. Okay. Well, it's still pretty good, all things considered, for the Wing side. Lina is off the board for a handful of seconds. She'll be back up, but with fewer charges. Blink, Boundless Strike, looking for the Cask Chain Stun? Nah, that wouldn't have even done it. The Wings get quite a bit there. Rubik, Stolen, Death Ward, providing some serious value. As CDEC's Abaddon, I think, just miscalculates some damage there. Like, he activated his borrow time, not on purpose, obviously, but got his borrow time activated, let's say, and then didn't gain any health from it, and he wasn't even in any trouble when it got procced, so yeah, just a little bit of a health mistake there from Sepp. And of course, everyone else from Wings able to reinforce. And Dream Protector even like tanking a Spectre or Haunt, who is just gonna, wow, go for straight Manta style. Should have at least something in the courier. There we go, Yasha. So yeah, it's gonna have that as a pretty nice defensive tool, actually. You get rid of a lot of debuffs from the Wings side. Not up just yet, though. Wings have another Roar. Don't have a... Actually, they do have a book once the courier gets out here. Level 1 book is okay. It scales linearly. Like, I mean, a level 1, 2, 3 book, all the levels make the Necro units just as strong as the last. A lot of people seem to think that level 3 is, like, amazing. It's like, oh, the hot new thing. It's like, level 1, level 2 are also pretty good. Into Roche. Yeah, Wings need to get this any edge they can. Illusion Rune, not quite double damage, but still pretty decent. There is a Haunt, though. CDEC can very easily scout this one out and punish. And despite the fact that there is a Desolator on TA, a lot of minus armor, here comes the Monkeys and the Haunt. They're all going to get away from the Wukong's command. Flyby gets to the back. In the meantime, the Isolate Shadow try to bring her down. Laguna Blade does land, but it's not quite enough. Sonic Wave flies through onto 2, dropping the Witch Doctor and the Lina shortly after. They'll take down the Rubik in exchange, 2 for 1 so far, but Sepp and Flyby just surrounding the Beastmaster, bringing him down. Now, CDEC weren't looking for a huge win there. They were just looking to stop the Roche. An even trade for them is perfectly acceptable. Whereas for Wings, taking less than desirable, especially since they still can't just jump in immediately towards that Roche. It's a lot of health damage they did to that Roche that's just going to be healed back up. Slowly, granted, but CDEC, they make a first hold. Now this will be a second Roche attempt, most likely from Wings. Without CDEC having Haunt, without them having the Wukong's command. No Laguna Blade for a couple more seconds, so it should be up if they really want to. They might be able to make a play here, but it doesn't seem like they're really confident enough to do that. TA is actually mad farm with that Desolator, almost towards a Blink as well. Shadow is getting some serious cash. Spectre's actually not farming as well as I thought she was. Had a really nice start in lane, but CS-wise just falling behind a little bit. I mean, Spectre just naturally doesn't farm as well as pretty much any other hero in the game. She farms glacially slowly. Especially the heroes above her. Like, all these heroes have AoE to deal with creep waves. So it's expected that Flyby is going to fall somewhat behind. Still not in the worst spot in the world. Someone who is in the worst spot in the world, though, is Shade, because he's going to get smoke ganked by one too many heroes, and he's dead. Unless he teleports from the trees, like, okay, no, he's dead. There's the Roar, Dragon Slave stolen, Telekinesis for the chain stun. Someone's coming in way too slowly. Blink, can they do something similar? They have no stuns. They have a Boundless Strike. And that's it. He's going to silence the Monkey King. Has another Blink. He's free and clear. Yeah, this is Wings actually getting a little bit of traction. Starting to use the Roar a little bit more consistently. Templar Assassin ready to go in with that Blink Dagger Deso combo. Another tower to fall in their favor as well. And CDEC, what they need to do is start using this Haunt to actually get kills. They have Laguna Blade, they have Shade with quite a bit of mana to expend. Perfect combo, really, for the LSA build. He went LSA respawn time. All the Linas we saw in the previous set did go for the damage, I think. They also went for the cast range. But yeah, LSA damage lets you just plow through creep waves very, very consistently. Just 1-2 punch, creep wave's dead. With the Bloodstone regen, you will pretty much be able to sustain that forever. So Shade can power farm. But this is the point in time, 20 minutes in, where Wings should be looking for some sort of big objective. Whether that's Roche, whether that's tier 2s, maybe both if they can somehow put that together. It's up to CDEC to stop them. They slide into Roche, a little bit stealthy this time. Aura, level 4 in the Beastmaster. Man, that's a lot of damage on that Roche. Shadow has a double life. It's time for Wings to start making some aggressive plays towards towers. For CDEC, they have no choice but to respond. Split push wise, Lina can actually split push pretty well, especially with that LSA talent, but needs to get rid of those towers. You can only split push so far, and with no damage talent from your right clicks as Lina, your split push of killing the creep wave is going to very quickly run into a wall of the tower. Tower under siege now, in favor of Wings. CDEC most likely will let this one fall. It's already mostly dead. Top lane, bottom lane, they're being pushed out towards the Radiant, so there's no chance for Wings, no easy way for them to get 2 sets here. Or two towers, rather. They'll take down 1. Monkey King bouncing around. We'll get out. It's a free tier 2 for Wings, with the Aegis still having a lot of time left. More tier 2s most likely in the pipeline for Wings. CDEC, what can they scrape together by the time that happens? Shadow Blade perhaps for Lina. Get the surprise. Diffusal Manta. Classic old school build on Spectre. Also, if that's put together in time, yeah, they can make a defense at the second tier 2. That's about it though. I'm just gonna chill for right now. Leverage the fact that they have the Aegis. Queen of Pain actually went for a Shadowblade Orchid. This is an interesting build. She's gonna be playing very Clinks-ish. Just looking for those assassinations. Using Orchid on the Lina pretty much stops her contributions to the fight. Abaddon as well, definitely a hero that you can Orchid and kind of forget about. We'll see what Blink is able to do with this. Between the Shadow Blade and the Blink Dagger on TA, they have a lot of luxuries as far as starting the fights. Of course, complemented with the Vision of the Beastmaster now, who has a level 3 book. Another tower down. Kind of surprised that FaithBN hasn't caught the Monkey King as much as I was expecting. Monkey King up on above that tower, still surviving. Another free tier 2 here for Wings. Pretty easy gains for them. And Smoke up now. They should see a couple of CDC heroes. Yeah, they see 2 at least there. Saw a third. Perhaps they were paying attention to who destroyed that trap. But the Hawk is out. Monkey King has got to be very careful about this, but Wings going into another high ground position. Not really close to anyone except for right now. Shade is close enough to Sept so he can get that Aphotic Shield. FaithBN thinking twice about it and jump in from Ice, who has a Blink Dagger. They're going to isolate the Abaddon. He does have a Roar. Can they pop the borrowed time very quickly? They're going to focus everything onto Rubik with Wukong's command as well, but the Overgrowth is going to stop everything else from happening. Sep's ultimate is now down. Sonic Wave with the Roar onto the Spectre. Stun duration enough to get a lot of damage to Flyby with the Hurricane Pike. Flyby still surviving. Will out towards the Shrine. Wings, do you really want to go into the Shrine? I wouldn't recommend it. The cast gonna bounce through, knocking up Shadow a little bit with the right clicks and the Maledict. Shadow's in a lot of trouble. There goes his double life. Only has 1 left. Axes will do a whole lot of nothing. LSA will miss with Boundless Strike, will not. TA is down, and the rest of Wings scattered. CDEC. Really nice positional based ultimate from the Monkey King. And the fact that they tried to go for the Abaddon first. Rather aggressive to say the least. I mean, obviously they were trying to pop the borrowed time and then isolate and kill off someone else in the Spectre. Just not quite enough, though. Slipped away to the shrine, and once they get to the shrine, it's all over. So CDEC handled the fight really, really well. Are able to keep splitting out those lanes, get the Spectre, consistent farm. Manticile, at the very least for the stats, and Diffusal Blade for the damage. Flyby, slowly but surely, is getting there. Only 7 Bloodstone charges on the Lina. Not bad. Baden, borrowed time, silence, 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 and dead! Whew. Thought the Orchid would, well, let that damage pop at the end. Probably would have done him in if the Queen of Pain just didn't straight kill him. In the meantime, there's a gem finding a Treant. The cask lands. LSA is there as well as Laguna Blade. Maledict does not amplify the Laguna Blade, though. I don't think. It doesn't seem like it did. Yeah, and it will be the Treant to narrowly slip out of there. Now, here comes Shadow, looking for a nice, tasty Witch Doctor. 4 shots for a kill and a gem. Ooh, that's a big kill. The rest of the wing side, in the meantime, with the Beastmaster, suite of pushing, gonna kill off someone's TP. I think that was the Lina. That creep is super dead, and now the tower to fall as well. Might as well shove in a little bit more. These auras are going off. What does Ice have? Nothing. CDC are a man down, and this tower's gonna take a lot of damage just from this zoo. Beastmaster, just with his creeps, did it good. The creeps easily did like 800 damage versus that tower. That's just what level 3 book does for you. And of course maxed out aura. I'm not sure if Vlad's is in his plans at all. Would be a pretty insane item to have on Faith BN. Right now, though, they have the gem advantage from Wings. Took it out from the Witch Doctor. Once again, forced to rely on sentries. Up against the Treant Protector, sentries are fine. Up against the Queen of Pain, yeah, I'm not really sure if you could rely just on sentries to deal with this. Blink does do a hell of a lot of damage. They do see Flyby. They have a whole bunch of Sonic Traps in this jungle. The luxury of TA, just full free vision. CDEC still aren't in the worst position in the world. It is fairly even. It is somewhat concerning for Wings that they're not stopping the Spectre from farming. But everyone who is farming faster than the Spectre. Can't afford to let this game get too late. Otherwise, Wings will have to lean a little bit more on outplaying CDEC rather than just out brute forcing them with the heroes that they've selected. Blink Dagger Beastmaster with another Roar available. Quap should, yeah, has level 3. Wow, she's level 19. Interesting what this Quap is going to build into talent-wise. TA has gone for health over damage. That's rather interesting. I mean, I guess she figures she's mad farmed, she could get the health and just build damage, but I don't know, I like my TAs to be pretty big assassins, like the name would imply. I don't think anyone else has those level 20 talents. Level 20 is really when the talents start getting good. Up till then, it's like, kind of mediocre. Yeah, CDR, attack range, perhaps. Hawk in the air. Still not quite fast enough to catch up to any targets to see them. CDC are on full retreat. Yeah, just playing this map game. Sonic Traps, Observer Wards. Again, this is where the gem advantage comes into play. Wings did have it. Yeah, it's on the Beastmaster now. They also have the book, so even more True Sight if they even need it. Wings have a lot of Blink Daggers. They're not going to get that much stronger than they are right now. Like, Quap is going to actually get the health talent. Okay. Quap is doing some serious damage, but as far as scaling into the late game, Yeah, no contest between her and the Spectre. TA sometimes has issues with the Spectre as well. So the peak of Wings Gaming, pretty close, compared to CDEC at least, who are still have a long ways to go. Roshan will be spotted as soon as it comes up, very soon in fact, or kind of soon. CDEC will have the vision disadvantage in that regard. Nothing really they can do about that except for luckily time a haunt, I guess, or to stick around there forever. They can't place any observer wards in that area. They will be just cleared out by the Beastmaster. CDEC are working blind. And Demons is going to be unhappy soon. Blink Dagger. They see him, they silence him, but they don't lift him. Not yet, at least. He gets away. That is not a situation where you see Witch Doctor surviving very often. But hey, that's fine for him. Yeah, it's a little bit less fine for the team. Wings are going to disappear for, oh, I don't know, 10 seconds. Come back out with an Aegis. Alright, they have Roar. BKB, fresh on the Quap. Doesn't get much better than this. What can Wings find? Find a lot of farm, first of all. They're still getting a lot of golden advantage. TA is starting to fill up on the item slots, but still has a couple more big items to get. Quap Shiva's Guard. She's going to be really difficult to bring down. 2200 HP with a lot of armor. Freezing Aura as well. I guess Freezing Aura isn't really hugely relevant in this game. It's pretty good up against Spectre. Usually doesn't have a lot of attack speed to begin with. But it's armor. It's survivability. What is Beastmaster building towards? I kind of want to see a Vlad's. Getting like a Force or Refresher, hell, even a Solar Crest Medallion is pretty good. There are very few bad items on the Beastmaster. Probably like straight damage is the worst way to go, but even then it's like, you just kill towers with your aura. Time to push bottom. Assemble the troops, bar the Tree and Protector. Tower's already weak from before. And it's going to drop super low super quickly. Fortification is there. Wings will back off. Faith Bien can just man up and blink in if he really wants to. But they can't stop the Spectre from coming in. Tree and Protector has no way of getting in. They silence up the Abaddon just to scare him off a little bit. Shadow just looking for the tower. They get it, which means Shrines are active. Or, I guess, active to kill. They're available to kill. That's another thing that Wings can do for free gold. And they found the Spectre. Is gonna Manta and try to haunt away, but where is she actually going to end up? Takes a lot of damage, but it's returning a lot to Faith Bien. Called the bluff, and Flyby is doing some serious work. Sonic Wave will bring her down eventually. And the gem is secured by the Quap. Well, Beastmaster definitely did not expect that to happen. Not the biggest deal, though. I mean, Blink still gets the kill. And it is still a kill on a Spectre. Perhaps more relevant than the kill on the Spectre is the fact that she used her haunt right before she died. So she will not have that for another 90, another 40 seconds after she comes back up. A Spectre with no haunt is a sad Spectre. That does cost them a Roar and a Sonic Wave, however. Now, Roar will be up soon. I do feel like they, the Wing side, need the Sonic Wave a lot less than CDEC need the Haunt. They'll slide right down to bottom. And Shadow's just going to get to work. With Blink in the area, he'll break the Abaddon. He does have the Radiance completed. They'll put up BKB, Glimmer. It looks like the Glimmer will get her out. The Raxes will be claimed for free. Spectre with the buyback available, but with only like 20 seconds on the clock, by then it's like not even worth it. Nothing can stop this TA. Bottom lane completely wrecked. Can they go up top lane and do something similar? Now, 2 Raxes in lead for Wings will put them at a really decisive advantage. Even more of an advantage that they have right now. It does seem like the game is closer than the net worth would suggest, though. Just because of the heroes selected. Hurricane into Meld. Counted on vision there, but they will silence up the Abaddon. Great Boundless Strike, stunning everybody. The Abaddon's still going to take a lot of damage and will finally get his ultimate off. Overgrowth is pretty good in the back as well. Wukong's command will essentially be wasted, as September now is going to be shot down by Shadow, looking for the Monkey King. Just a couple more shots. No one can stop this Templar assassin. She's just going off. Finally, some help is coming in, but this quick silence goes on to the Lina. She can't cast an LSA right now. Shadow has a double life. Even if she does get it out, will go down. Queen of Pain, where is she? Coming in hot with the Silver Edge. LSA timing is good, but the refraction does get up. They're going to try to go for the Spectre. Sonic Wave does fly through. Shadow now going to turn around and go for said Spectre. Lift up onto the Lina. No one's really putting any damage into her, though. Blink dodges the LSA and is actually going to blink out of there. We'll be just fine. Shadow wants out of here, and she will not man up any further. Shade looking for a couple more targets. I don't think we'll find anyone except for Blink. Laguna Blade. Watch out, Blink. Watch out. There's still a Lina here, it turns out. Straight TP away, and Lina will jack the Queen of Pain and be on her way. Yep, that's a little bit unfortunate. It did cost them a buyback on Rubik. I think he decided to buy out for that. CDEC costed them quite a bit as well. That was not a free fight. That was still a hold. Now we have a heart on flyby. Little bit of a mess there. A lot of focus going into the Abaddon, trying to kill him off before that borrowed time can go off. And just a little bit short there. To get the borrowed time, Wukong's man once again providing a nice safe circle for CDC to fight in. Blink, Force, Roar. Not at level 3, but it's very soon. TA is doing some serious work. Even the Queen of Pain's right click's doing a lot of work as well. One Rax in lead for Wings. Quite a nice edge. They have so many towers in their favor over CDEC. But not with a decisive enough lead where they can say this game is unlosable. Still, it's vastly in their favor, and ooh, Quap goes for the AC instead of the Shivas. Oh, flyby, lifted up. Ice again with the initiation. This time the Roar is following up on an illusion. Oh no, Faith Bien got mind gamed by the Manta Split. Now, Templar Assassin haunted in on. No, it's actually going to go towards Ice. Ice in the middle of things. He does not want to be there. The overgrowth is pretty good. Slowing down the rest of CDEC, but Shadow forced out the BKB purely defensively just to walk out of there. Cask still bouncing. They do silence up the Spectre. Shadow Strike goes out. Blink out. It looks like CDEC can't quite catch up to anyone else. They do force out BKBs, but that's a haunt on the sidelines. Roar is down. Tower will be claimed. It's kind of nice, but it's only a tier 1 40 minutes in. I think they saw Monkey King. The tower will die, but CDEC, that was, again, pretty expensive for the end result just being a Rubik kill. Taking out BKB charges is quite nice as well, but it's definitely costly. Do they have any BKBs of their own? Don't think so. Not quite, no, not yet. BKBs actually aren't good against Wings at all. They're pretty bad, in fact. TA doesn't care. Quap can still do a lot of damage since he's going very right-clicky. Beastmaster obviously doesn't care, so yeah, I'm not really sure if CDEC are going to ever get BKBs. Still Wings, positioning themselves as if they want to go in for a little bit more of an aggressive play. I don't think it's really time for that, though. I think it's time to chill for Roche. Fraction instances. And Fraction is a pretty big game. CDEC do have a Radiance on the Abaddon. They will be able to burn those charges away at some rate, but still not really the fastest. We just want to wait for Roche. This will be a cheese Roche as well. Quap is building up some serious deeps. Bloodthorn after the Orchid. I mean, it's a obvious build-up. But her inventory is going to be stacked with, like, really, really expensive items. Just getting all the value. Even like a Moon Shard or something like that. Increase her DPS by so much. This is the first time I've casted a Queen of Pain since they added the talent system. I haven't really seen this here in a long time. As a pure mobile right clicker, doing a pretty decent job. Is gonna have to get an MKB for that though. I guess you get that true hit, true strike, whatever it's called, from the Bloodthorn. And there's only a little bit of mischance from the CDEC squad. That's only just the Radiance. You don't really have to go too deep for it to counter it. Yep, just waiting for Roche. CDEC are pretty close by. If they do catch wind of it. Observer Ward. CDEC will most likely see Wings approach. But of course, unless the Stream Protector or the Necro units don't get rid of that, which I would say is pretty likely.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Quap just split pushing as the rest of the team positioning themselves for Roche. Alright, Shadow, show me what you can do. It's not as fast as you would really expect. But this is just her doing the damage. It's pretty quick for just one hero, honestly. Boundless Strike, a little bit off. Hawk will see anyone incoming. Shadow grabs the Aegis. Cheese still there, but it's there. Okay, in the clutches of the Queen of Pain. With the regen rune to boot. Once again, Wings looking for a Rax play. CDC once again unable to respond. Heart on the Spectre. MKB up on Shade as soon as the courier gets out. Their itemization is pretty heavy as well. Wings are all spotted walking by though. Of course their gem is very far away. And this shrine is somehow still alive. Really, they're going to fortify for the shrine. They're smoking in. They're just buying time here. The ward is up, but the smoke will not break. Shade is invis as well. Ice, ice. Blinks out before the Boundless Strike can land. The Haunt is there. Are they going to go for this Rubik? Who are they going to go for? It's off to the middle, actually, where Faith Bian is going to have to deal with Flyby. Roar again onto the Illusion. Ice, ice is super screwed. They do use the Haunt only again for a Rubik kill. Now Blink going to show himself. Poke at the Spectre a bit. Realize very quickly he cannot do that by himself. Faith Bian has been mind gamed a lot by this Manta. And that time it didn't really matter. Since it was really just an over-aggressive Haunt, I think. Now CDEC, without that big tool in the toolbox, did not take out the cheese nor the gem. Have to deal with the Wings onslaught for a couple more seconds here. Downtime, 75 seconds. If they don't lose anyone serious in that time, they'll have a pretty good shot. The Wings are starting to start pushing all the lanes simultaneously. Top was already pushed, was dealt with by CDC. Should be pushing back towards... Actually, it's going to be going towards the Dire side for a little bit. Still. Lincoln Sphere on the Treant. Jeez. This guy's actually loaded. Solar Crest, so Beastmaster shouldn't be getting that, but he's the Aura Carrier. Even this Lincoln Sphere, supporty type item. Not for himself, definitely not. For Shadow, for Blink, whoever is going to be in the most trouble. Yeah, Treant's got you covered, man. Treant is only 2k behind the Spectre. I have no idea how the hell that happens, but it happened. Solar Crests. Is it called Valor? It's called Shine. Yeah, Shine on the Templar Assassin, Lincoln Sphere on her. With the double life, touchable. And she actually ate the Moon Shard as well. So Shadow is pretty darn close to being capped out here. Blink Dagger not available. They will lift up Flyby. Another great Boundless Strike, slowing down the damage. Still Flyby is broken. They're going to try to go for Shadow first thing. Double Force Staff's out, and with her Fracture coming up, still alive for a little while, but will fall. That's Aegis claimed by CDEC for free. Blink is still in the area. He has to get out of there, though. The Haunt's going to come up. Shadow is going to back off successfully. The Haunt does go out onto the real Spectre this time. Damage on the Spectre, though, is almost non-existent. Finally, Sonic Wave comes out, and the Overgrowth. They take down the Spectre. She doesn't buy back, no Haunt. They will stay in the Wukong's command, try to focus down this Abaddon. Silence finally goes out on him. Laguna Blade blocked by the Refraction as TA finally is going to get out of there, but no! Gets dropped down right on the edge. CDEC loses the Spectre, but gains so much more. Is there cheese still up? There is. Now, if Wings are feeling really feisty here, they can buy back and try to go for a little bit more. Great Sonic Wave here from Blink. Still has that cheese, of course, but no TA means that if Wings get into a fight, there's no way they're going to win that. Even up against the Spectreless CDEC, I'm not really sure if they can pull that out without the TA's right click. It's kind of an unsuccessful attempt there from Wings. And the Spectre, tanky as all hell. I don't think she has any, Spectral Dagger cooldown is okay. The health is okay as well. Health is actually really good. 400 health is not an irrelevant amount off the talents, but Spectre only really has like 3 real items. They're able to take down the almost 6-slotted TA. Of course, all these supporty items on the Beastmaster and the tree. Just didn't see the Quap get into a position where she could sit back and just right-click things. And the silence has been consistently going on the Abaddon, which is pretty much what they have to do. Him or the Lina. Still no, yeah. I guess it's harder to apply the silence now that she has a Linken's. Well, I guess Abaddon has a Lotus. Not easy to make that Bloodthorn stick. We can see Wings still looking for these aggressive plays. Moon and Demons. Faith Band gonna jump in. Roar is there. Lost the Necro units, but Flyby is immediately gonna haunt in. Faith Band forced us to the high ground, but there's a Spectre on the field. You can't escape from her. Haunt back in towards mid. Nothing really there. Innocence has the gem himself, so he's fine. Haunt again. Not really for the best hero. It's only the Beastmaster. Minus respawn time. Heals is gonna be out soon. Super slow game 1. Very careful game from Wings. And luckily for them, Flyby is not getting a ton of farm. The problem with going for this build, you're really fight ready, but as far as scaling into future fights, it's tough to keep it up. Although they are hunting for a monkey. Overgrowth, where are you jumping to now, buddy? Got him. And Rubik's now going to start jumping towards the trees. I don't think I've seen this before. Look at this scouting. Wow, the value. You could probably do a little bit better than this, but this is entertaining. CDC will not have a haunt for another 40. There's a pretty big opportunity here for Wings to bust up high ground again. With no Aegis, though, they may just decide to call it quits and just keep farming. Unless they find someone out on their own. Someone such as Shade. Not an easy kill, though. Lots of health, lots of armor with that Shiva's. They know exactly where they are, but not really sure if they're willing to go for this. Look how much damage TA didn't do. Yeah, it's a bulky Spectre right there. Shadow's gonna stick around. They're split pushing top lane as well. Blink is gonna walk straight into the tower. Coil blocked by Linken's. That's some serious value right there. Bottom is pushing as well, but to what end? These things are just kind of irrelevant to kill off, especially if the creeps do it. You get the last hit yourself, you're pretty happy, but oh, going for the Abaddon. That is the loudest Lotus Orb reflection of all time. BKB is up. from Blink, and he will get out of there. Yeah, Lotus Orb Reflection on the silence effect. Soul Burn? Is it Soul Burn? It's just called active. God damn it, Valve. Come on. I expect better from you. Well, CDEC are stuck in their base. I guess that's kind of good. Like, Spectre's not getting a lot of income in this state. Force a saver buyback, of course. Wings don't necessarily have to. They probably should. They don't have to. Baden has the fat shields now. Yep. Exciting, methodical gameplay. Very careful gameplay from Wings. Extreme Protector. Look at this guy. I want a Sheepstick. I want a Dagon. I'm going to keep all my items and just keep cycling them in my backpack. This guy is filthy rich. This is actually disgusting. That is so ridiculous how much farm he has. He's still right behind the Spectre. He's actually closing in on the Spectre. I've never seen a Treant get this much farm. He's going to eat a whole bunch of tomes. Yeah, he's almost level 25. This is a disgusting amount of net worth on this Treant. I mean, the Abaddon's ahead of him. But I think that's only because Abaddon has both Hand of Midas and Radiance. Like, if he didn't have both of them, he would not be ahead of this tree. It's kind of ridiculous. Sepp is walking around. A couple of illusions in the area. Rubik as well, blinked out of there. This Queen of Pain illusion, though, should get a pretty good read on everyone. We'll see a Witch Doctor. I don't think they can actually catch up to him, though. They're going to get into a little bit of a scuffle up towards top. Baden is broken. They're going to leap down, looking for demons still. No true sight in the area. Treant should have it. Yeah, he has the gem. They will find Sepp all alone. But that's kind of watch out for the Haunt. He's never really all alone. And jump in Hex. It will silence him as well, but there's no damage going into him. Blink got stunned up before he could BKB. Now the Haunt comes in. It's not going to do a lot with the Roar there. They will stop the Spectre for a little while, but he's going to jump to the back line once again. Laguna Blade gets blocked by the Lincolns. Ice will still die, though. They're going to chase forward for more Boundless Strike. Will slow down the Beastmaster. Purged up and down. He will fall. TA nowhere in this fight. Got zoned out from the beginning, I think. Free 2 kills for CDEC. Lane Equilibrium not working out for them, so they do have to take care of that. A handful of Wings heroes down. Well, they'll take the Aegis and Cheese. Once again, Wings get away with that Roche advantage. You can see their itemization, though, pretty much stopped. Spectre, Basher, into Abyssal. Wow, we have a freaking Octarine on the Abaddon. Jeez. And this guy's already pretty fat. The Giant Aphotic Shields, the Mischance, the Solar Crest, and the Radiance now. He's gonna be very difficult to kill. And everyone on CDEC still has a lot of farm left to gain. Except for the Lina, I guess. She's pretty much done. Never mind for the Lina, she's done. Yeah, I don't think you get rid of any of this. Do you really need the guaranteed hit with the MKB? Could you go for like a Bloodthorn? Is that better? There's not that much mischance here from Wings. Hawk is gonna get Midased. And the Boar is gonna get plowed over by a Dragon Slave. Spectre has Haunt in 7. Shade is still pushing in really aggressively, though, as Lina wants in. And is going to find no one. No, he's going to find... Oh, the Rubik actually is so much right-click damage from Shade. Still chasing forward. The Overgrowth completely whiffs. But at the end of the day, it's just Shade going for those kills. Took literally no damage, but if anyone was with that, Lina could have been an easy 1 or 2 kill. Man, Sepp is fat as hell. 37 armor. crap ton of health. Jumps in. Hex, though, immediately Balance Strike is there, plus Wukong's Command and the Haunt. It's all there on top of the Queen of Pain. She is going to die. And Shadow is also not in a great spot either, forced to BKB and simply run away. Queen of Pain's going to return to the fight with a buyback. But the tower's already fallen. CDEC have used all their ultimates. They want out. I don't think Wings can catch up to them. TP, safe. Demon's the only one who might die here, but even then, it's like, who cares? They'll jump back, tend to their lanes. Sep's going for Manta style. Naga Siren, Abaddon. Not really sure if I like that a lot. I'm not really sure what I would prefer, though. Salt Cuirass seems like armor overload. I don't know, maybe like a Basher type item? Your attack speed isn't that high. Like, his kit is not really attack speed oriented. He only has Hand of Midas and I guess the Blade. You could actually go for like a pretty heavy, just straight damage build. I'm not really sure if Manta Style is the most cost-effective way of doing it. It's not bad. Like, you spread out the Radiance Burn. You have like Focus Fire with the Solar Crest. It could certainly be worse. Gives you another couple of illusions to bust through those refraction ticks and the living armor ticks, both of which are amplified now. Sep's gonna find Blink. Boundless Strike is there, plus the Cask. The damage is quite high with the Death War, but they'll all get stopped by the Overgrowth. Aphotic Shield stolen by the Rubik. Pretty good one to have, actually. Shade. Silver edging in. Who does he find? Can he find anyone? I think they know there's someone there. It's pretty clear. They're going to haunt in. Find and isolate the Rubik. He's pretty screwed. Can they go in for anyone else? Flyby wants in. Needs a lucky bash, though. Will Manta style dodge a Meld Strike from the TA. Now has gotten right on top of her. That's an Aegis down. Faith Bien stunned up. Can't even roar. Oh, no. He's dead. Shadow's going to try to run out of here with the BKB popped. Is going to be able to blink out of there. Somehow sneaks that one in. That'll cost Wings more buybacks. Flyby is just way too tanky. Got the Spectral Dagger cooldowns. There's daggers everywhere. Demons. He's going to get jumped. Glimmer Cape holding strong, though, up against that magic damage. Shadow, he doesn't do magic damage. He's going to eviscerate that Witch Doctor. Flyby going to come in for some revenge. Immediately gets hexed up himself. Leech Seed goes out, plus the Roar. Flyby, though, will be just fine once the Aphotic Shield drops. And Sep is going to start charging in, though. The team doesn't really want to. They'll back off to their base. Shadow looking for a straggler. It will be Sep. He is tanky as all hell. Get rid of that silence effect from the Bloodthorn. See what damage he can take. Their fat shield goes up. Hex is up again. He's back at full health, but now he's dead. Wings have found a pretty nice opening to force a buyback, perhaps, where they have everyone up. And CDEC, they do not. Flyby is still almost at 4,000 HP. Yeah, he's going to be difficult to deal with. Daggers everywhere for counter push, I guess. Balance Strike on a Shadow. He'll Hurricane Pike to dodge it. Lift up on the Lina. Jump in from Y. No Overgrowth, though. Sonic Wave is really good, but the damage of Flyby just doesn't seem like it's adding up. Shade almost dies to the spill damage. They do force a buyout on the Abaddon. For Wings, that's a success. Would have been a little bit nicer if they also got the Lina, but hey, beggars can't be choosers. It will actually just stick around here. TA has 7,000 gold. But Lina has more. Lina has 40k net worth. Did she already feed someone and give someone a moon shard? I think she might have, but jump in. LSA blind will miss. They still lift her up, though. Abyssal onto the TA will stop her damage output. Boundless Strike is there as well. They Laguna Blade the Tree and Protector, but he's just going to shrug that one off. Easy peasy. Haunt now in. It's not going to do a lot, though, as the Spectre is just constantly stunned up. Reality, where is it? It's nowhere. Haunt just for illusions, just to drive Wings back. Not the best Haunt in the world. They will see Blink, and off to the side, they'll stun up a couple more, allowing for Wings to make some distance, but there's so many daggers going out. Whoever's running away is going to be seen. Off to the right side, they're chasing after a Rubik, who I think has... yeah, he has some Blink 4 staff. He's very hard to catch up to. And that is going to be that. More time to farm. An hour-long game 1. I've sat here for an hour talking at you guys. Isn't that ridiculous? I don't think they can see that. They can see Flyby, though. This is potentially a huge kill. He is daggered up, so he has that terrain walking. We'll get down to the low ground. Manta out. Fat Shield's now coming in. That could have been huge. They'll find the Monkey King instead, but he's not actually killable right now. He's still alive. There are no big ultimates being dropped just yet. I don't think they're available. They're still trying to go for the Monkey King, but he's again being healed up. They're all in the trees somehow. How the hell did that happen? Tree and Protector isolated, and the Quap both. Right-click down by the Lina. So much right-click damage. Now chasing after Faith BN. Boundless Strike right on the edge. Will get the Beastmaster killed off as well. That's 2 kills for CDEC. And they are angry. Buyback on the Treant. There's no buyback on the Quap for another minute. So she only has a 40-second respawn timer. For a minute respawn timer. 40 seconds extra. Beastmaster has none. The damage that CDC can do to the towers is pretty intense with this Lina. They found themselves a huge opening, though. If they actually went for it. Shade is not here. He's tending to bottom. They really need that Lina's damage output. Very surprised she's not here with the team busting down Raxes. Sep's gonna Manta style. Send those illusions in. Tower now, not backdoor protected or anything like that. Lina gonna teleport in. If they kill off this creep, that'll be really bad, but no, Shade arrives. Successfully gets the stun off onto the TA. BKB, will it work? No, the Abyssal comes in and Flyby will get the kill. Now into Maxine. Overgrowth is once again really good. TA's back in. With Wukong Command on the deck, you can't easily approach this. You're gonna get hit a lot. Bashed up as well. This tower heals a little bit from the armor. Not nearly enough. Still 40 left for the Queen of Pain. 3 seconds rather. But in that couple seconds, the Raxes will be claimed. They're going to go in for more. They're sticking around. Queen of Pain not buying back just yet. So CDEC have a read that she doesn't have it for whatever reason. The tier 4 tower is going to be claimed in favor of CDEC. This is starting to get pretty desperate for wings. Now the buyback is there. Shade is in the bad spot right now, but the Lotus Orb is going to let her get out of there. Flyby's completely tapped out of mana. With the Roar going onto her, can they focus Flyby down? It doesn't seem like it. Sonic Wave is out, and it's great, but she gets Abyssal for her problems. Blink is now on the run. Flyby at half HP, but that half HP is so bulky. With the amount of survivability she has, she will just walk out of there. No big deal. Another Blink in. Demons will take a couple shots, spilling over to Shade, but it's still not enough damage. Right clicks onto the Rubik. Everyone's poking, everyone's prodding. No one's seriously getting in there, though. Overgrowth is available. Flyby is in a little bit of trouble. Nice LSA from the Rubik. Stolen. Will catch onto the Spectre. She's still alive for right now. Will actually juke to the south, the Glimmer Cape. TP out. And Flyby will get out of there. Safe and sound. Everyone else from CDEC, same exact thing. That was a devastating push down mid. But tier 4s... I mean, tier 4s only matter because they're just one more thing that's standing between you and the Ancient. It does not going to give you that lasting advantage that a set of Raxes will. But at the same time, there's tier 2s. Tier 2s in the side lane, so you can't really do much about that, can you? Everyone and their mom's going to be 6-slotted. Whoa, okay. Diffusal Blade value. Now that's going to be fixed soon enough, but I'm not really sure. Do you go for Butterfly? AC is not up on the team. AC Spectre is pretty legit. Go for Eye of Scotty. That's pretty good as well. Instead of one of these Diffusal Blades. You get a hell of a lot of agility from a Diffusal Blade, which is kind of nice. I think the mixed stats of a Scotty is comparable, to say the least. Bottom lane push. Tier 2s are not worth wings defending. They still have a cheese. I think they only have one. They have the Aegis still in the Quap, actually. That's kind of surprising. She just picked it up. And, oh, the Doctor is in. Doctor is in. With the cheese with the TA. That's a little bit awkward. But they just get a free Aegis and cheese while CDEC are pushing bot. So now TA. A pretty substantial threat, I would say. Tier 2 down, which of course clears up Raxus for later. So a quick scan at the level 25 talents. We already know about that one. We already know about these. Monkey King is it's just like bulk. He's actually building into some serious damage though. June gets another Silver Edge there, another source of break. Ready is the Basher. I don't know if you go for like Heaven's Halberd or something like that as well, but you can actually do a lot of kind of utility-based things as a Monkey King. Baden we know about, Treant we know about, TA we know about. Beastmaster's Wild Axe's damage. I'm honestly not impressed either way. And Rubik still doesn't have his because he's a poor Rubik. He does have Ags though. Steal a lot of stuff. Oh, I said tier 2s were up. I didn't realize tier 1s were still up. It never even crossed my mind. And tier 1 was up. And now the shrine is up. And now the shrine is down. By the way, Lena has 29 Bloodstone charges with the respawn talent, so Shade's gonna be up pretty quickly. Bottom lane's being pushed by the Quap. CDEC can't fully commit to this. They don't really want to because of the double life. I'm not really sure if they see the Divine Rapier. I want to say they do know about it. Yeah, okay, they definitely know about it. I want to say they know about it, guys. Baden. He has Travels 2 to pick up. I don't know. Do you even replace Solar Crest? It's pretty good in the late game. Witch Doctor needs to pick up his farm because he's not 6 slotted. What a loser scrub. Treant Protector has a Shiva's 4 staff. Yeah, he's stacked as all hell as well. Jeez. Beastmaster is looking, this item kit is looking a little bit light there for a Beastmaster. What's the deal, man? You gotta get more farm. It's 1,000,000 minutes into this game. 67 minutes. Can they find Blink? I don't think there's any chance for that. They don't have like a Blink Sheep Stick method of initiation, CDEC. They've been doing a pretty good job just jumping in after the Boundless strikes from June. Even if they did have a Blink Sheep, Quap has the Aegis magic immunity. So yeah, this is like the downside of having a one position Quap. We saw her be really effective, like that 30-minute phase. Now that we're pushing into the serious late game, it just doesn't seem like she has enough. It's kind of the downside of just being an intelligence hero. You just naturally won't scale as effectively as it adds to your strength. But yeah, I don't know. Seems like Queen of Pain's damage output. She needs a Divine Rapier if she's gonna do it seriously, right? She just can't do it by herself. If she was somehow able to consume a Aghanim Scepter from an Alchemist, then I could be a little bit more behind this. Quap safe lane, Alchemist mid? That could be pretty interesting. Get that Sonic Wave going really quickly. AC up on June. Geez, this Monkey King is actually stacked as well. We're getting to a stage in the game where it's kind of surprising if the hero isn't 6 slotted. BKB up on Blink. The Hex up the Abaddon. Needs some help right away. Will get burst first thing. But Flyby jumps into the backline and shreds the Rubik. 1 for 1. Abaddon's going to buy back. Rubik does not have a buyback. Faith Bien not in a great spot either. Will get away. Shrine keeping him full. So the Abaddon is back. CDEC want to win off of this one. The Roar and the Beastmaster already expend. Sonic Wave as well. He is down. Jump in June. He's going to get silence, but that's fine for him. He can absorb that silence, no big deal, because it's going to get purged off by the Abaddon's shield. Another Boundless strike onto the Queen of Pain, just keeping them at arm's length. Daggers flying around everywhere from Flyby. Cuts into his mana pool pretty quickly, but man, it's worth it. Bottom Rax is taken. No response from Wings so far. Can't afford to let this go. Shadow has this Divine Rapier. Doesn't seem like it's doing much of anything, though. They're going to jump in onto the Spectre once again. Maxine is there with the stun. But Spectre doesn't really care. She has so much HP. Where's this Divine Rapier? Shadow's still waiting to go in. Definitely does not want to go into Wukong's command. But you got to go eventually, man. BKB up on Blake. Now going to jump straight into the middle of everything and try to do some damage, but gets stunned up in the middle of it. Is trying to go for the Lina. The damage is pretty high, but Shade's getting a lot of juice back and will get the kill. Divine Rapier on the deck. That's got to be good game. Everyone's buying back, but the Rax is already claimed. The Divine Rapier is on the floor, actually. Monkey King, get it. Yes. Divine Rapier, Monkey King. That's GG. CDEC. Pretty much according to plan, right? As boring as it is when you pick up a Spectre, you just gotta grind it out to late game. And Wings, they played a little bit more reserved than I otherwise would have liked. I mean, maybe thought their late game was pretty good, and it is not the worst. But yeah, the Wings side deciding to not you gotta just throw caution to the wind occasionally, just go for it. So many times when they were just camped outside of CDEC space and they weren't able to get up high ground. But guys, this is going to be the end of just game 1. 70 minutes game. Yes, indeed. I'm going to get some water. I'm going to be right back for game 2, guys. I'm Mike Loris. It's been a pleasure casting these games for you guys. And we'll see if CDEC are able to close it out 2-0 or if Wings are able to bring it back. I want to see something crazy from Wings again. I've kind of come to expect that from them. I'll be back in a little bit, guys.